here on NewsX World. But we do move on. And Beijing has hit back at the United States after Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth accused China of threatening the Panama Canal's operations. Chinese officials slammed the remarks and said that the US was maliciously attacking China. Let's listen to the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian.
美国的高级官员恶意攻击中国，抹黑破坏中巴合作，再次暴露了美国霸道霸凌的面目。中方对此表示坚决反对。谁想要控制巴拿马运河，世人皆知。美国应该自己照照镜子，看看究竟是谁在威胁他国的主权、安全与发展。
Well, China also called out US actions to undermine China-Panama cooperation. China urged Washington to stop what it called blackmail against Panama. Hegseth, during his visit to Panama, warned the United States will not allow China to disrupt operations at the Panama Canal, a crucial waterway for global trade. He toured the Miraflores locks and met with Panama's President Jose Raul Molino to discuss the American commitment to securing the canal. Hegseth's remarks align with President Trump's previous statements, vowing to reclaim control over the canal from alleged Chinese influence. The US Defense Secretary further pledged to strengthen US-Panama security cooperation as both nations aim to safeguard the waterway's integrity against alleged foreign interference. Let's hear what Pete Hegseth had to say.
Our relationship is growing in part to meet Communist China's rising challenge. China-based companies continue to control critical infrastructure in the canal area. That gives China the potential to conduct surveillance activities across Panama. This makes Panama and the United States less secure, less prosperous, and less sovereign. I want to be very clear. China did not build this canal. China does not operate this canal. And China will not weaponize this canal. We will do this in partnership with Panama. Together, we will take back the Panama Canal from China's influence.
Well, continuing the discussion on these latest developments, we're joined by Gautam Mukherjee, a senior journalist who's joining us from New Delhi. Gautam, thank you very much for being here with us. Before we discuss the comments from both Pete Hegseth and China, I want to get some understanding on the importance of the canal. For our audience, can you explain why the Panama Canal is such a contentious topic in 2025?
Well, the Panama Canal borders the United States, and China has come all the way from the Pacific, thousands of miles away, in order to set up businesses at either end of the canal and dominate the commerce that passes through the canal, which is of great importance. The Panama Canal was built over 38 years by the United States with great loss of life because it was very hazardous to build it in the first place. And it belonged to America till President Carter gave it over to Panama to control. Now, Panama is in no position to take on Chinese diplomacy that wants to dominate. And so they are having to be pushed back by the United States with direct action. BlackRock has bought over, BlackRock is the American investment firm, has bought over 2 of the Chinese enterprises that were bordering the Panama Canal, and they are determined to expel the Chinese altogether from the environs of the Panama Canal, and rightly so. I mean, China has not only used the Panama Canal to try and dominate the border and snoop on India and South America, but it has also infiltrated via Mexico and Canada, which are both on either border of the United States, to bypass earlier tariffs and to export fentanyl, which is a deadly drug that is killing millions of Americans, into the country from both ends. This is very malefic activity. And at last, a president has stood up and decided to do something about China and its behavior.
Yes, Gautam, I want to look at some of the comments from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. He said that the US are going to work to make sure that foreign interference isn't involved in the Panama Canal. But can we question the US motive here? Because Donald Trump's openly spoken about the fact that he wants to take control back of the Panama Canal. So why isn't US intervention foreign interference as well?
Well, the Panama Canal is really a bequest from America to Panama for them to earn a livelihood. Otherwise, Panama hasn't got very much going for it, except it is also used as a haven for tax-free companies to be registered there. And the world's dubious have registered tax-free companies there and are routinely becoming embroiled in court cases and investigations from their home countries and in multiple other countries. So Panama is a sunny place for shady people, as the saying goes. And America has every right to dominate it. I don't think they are considering invading the Panama Canal and taking it over, because the Panamanian leadership has decided to roll over and cooperate with the Americans. If they didn't, then military intervention would have been considered.
Yes, Gautam Mukherjee, we are very, very short on time. Just a quick question on China's comments. They've used the word blackmail. They've said that the US is maliciously attacking China through these comments on the Panama Canal. How do you think this is going to play out over the next coming weeks?
I think China didn't expect such forthright action from the Americans and is becoming increasingly hysterical in the use of its language, both with reference to the tariffs as well as the Panama Canal.
Absolutely. Gautam Mukherjee, thank you as always for joining us. Situations revolving around the Panama Canal is something we will continue to follow